Got it. Okay.
All
Awesome.
right. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us this evening. I am Jamie Lawson, Community Outreach Chair for the Houston Climate Movement. This will be our last meeting of 2024. And so we just wanted to kind of do a year in review rather than a year end review, just kind of the take from each of our steering committee members, as we are all volunteers, and it is sometimes hard to be able to do this. Juan Mancias, we'll talk briefly about him when we get to him, and I believe that Daniela has not been able to make it, but maybe she'll be able to jump on and join us. So, Herman, we shall start the show. If you would please go to the next slide. And when you hit on the video, if you would please hit the maximize so everybody can see, and turn your volume up high, because some of these, Herman, if you'll turn your volume up all the way, because like yours is really quiet on your computer.
On my computer. Hold on.
And you'll need to start it over again and maximize it. So when you shared, you need to share with audio is the issue. So maybe you could go to share.
Hold
Right.
on. Hold on. Hold on. You're giving me too many instructions and I'm trying to make sure
Okay.
I can follow all of them.
Okay.
So share sound. Got it. Now I got that.
Yes.
All
Sorry
right.
about that. I'm having coffee at this time of night, so yeah.
All right. We're starting over. Maximize and go.
Something's going on here. Maybe if you close it and then reshare, share with sound, that will help.
All
You
right.
able to stop sharing?
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
Stop sharing. Now what do you want me to do?
Okay. I think this is what we did before, right? So if you hit on share, there should be some options, right? It'll say share with sound over there with that option. Like you have the
Right.
application windows left and then share with sound. Yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
maybe if you shared it that way, brand new, it'll work, hopefully. It's
Oops.
strange because I think it's just a Zoom setting thing because I tested it. How you doing, Mama? I can't hear you, love.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. You got it? Okay. What are we doing? Are you trying it, Herman, or?
Everything is doing exactly like you asked me to do. So
Well,
it's
you're
not
not
working.
sharing your screen. Unless I'm. There we go.
Concerns,
Now
and
it's
then
coming up.
also they are coming up on
Yeah,
Ibanez.
okay. I can
Hi, my
hear it
name is
now, and
Herman
then
Ibanez. I'm the chair of Houston Climate. Hi, my name is Herman Ibanez. I'm the chair of Houston Climate Movement and the chair of the Governmental Affairs Committee. This year has been exciting in a couple of different aspects. The philosophy of coming to Houston Climate Movement to come up with environmental solutions that make sense has come to pass. The city of Houston, from the administration department came out to us and started setting up monthly meetings to talk about the issues that we were tracking throughout the year. And in terms of environmental concerns, and then also they're coming up on their 5-year adjustment to the Climate Action Plan. We have good relationships with the new um, Director of Resiliency and Recovery, Angela Blanchard. And I think that other parts of the city, 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, have come to us to help them with solutions on the EPA grants and other things. So overall, I think that we are making strides. People know to come to us for not only environmental um, advocacy, but also to try to come up with the best solution and taking everybody's um, opinion in mind to come up with the best plan to solve the problem. Continued success to Houston Climate Movement and continued success to the board. Thank you.
That,
Woohoo! Thank you, Herman. You go to mine. By the way, PK, when we get to yours, it is the
Hi,
link
my
to
name
that
is
video on
Herman
Facebook.
Ibanez.
So we'll just click on that and go for that one. You should just be able to hit the arrow and go to the next one. Well, FYI. It's Jamie Lawson, Community Outreach Chair for the Houston Climate Movement. My year in review. Well, one, I'm excited that you're here. And even if you're not and watching this later, I'm glad that you got to see it. I am proud to say I've been with the Houston Climate Movement for almost 7 years, coming up at the beginning of the year. We've grown a lot from a community that got together to be the Houston March for the People's Climate Movement, an international movement, to the coalition and organization that pushed the mayor in the city of Houston to create and implement a climate action plan, to be this just amazing group of people from all different expertise and areas. What I will say is I feel that we are more connected intersectionally now than we have ever been. And I love that. I've learned that community outreach is where I really need to be and what I need to be doing. I've been working on a lot of structure stuff over the last couple years to kind of keep it going and work on some things and build some things. But I'm pulling them back now and I'm getting back out in the community more, and I'm really loving that. It's been an honor to be invited to speak at TSU twice, to be invited to speak for Tulane University virtually, to take part in the Halt the Harm Network Fellowship, the 4th annual Community Environmental Leadership Program at the Bullard Center, and now the South Central TIC-TAC Advisory Council. And I say all of that because I do those things to better be able to bring those skills and resources to community. And so I love our team. I love what we do. I'm looking forward to building this bigger. Um, and like I always say, I'm not building a table. It's existed long before me. I'm just asking people to come take their rightful seat. We're having a party over here, y'all, and we got a party like we've never seen before. The time is now. Thanks, y'all. Yay. Okay, and we'll go to PK's next. It will be a link. Oh, maybe not. Okay, we'll go to Jada's next then. Go to Jada's.
all right.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jada, and I am the chair of the Youth Climate Council. And this is my recap of 2024. So, this year, like all years, has had a few ups and downs. I think it's just kind of like switch back and forth depending on the month for me. Honestly, I've course, had the pleasure of meeting and working with you all this year, starting the Youth Climate Council, which is going well, by the way. Still spreading the word. If you guys know anyone interested, obviously you can email me and just let me know, and I'll get in contact with them. Other than that, I've had some other clubs and whatnot of leadership roles that I've taken on that I feel like have really added to my experience as a leader and have shown me like what it's like to handle leadership and whatnot, and what being a leader actually means, like being able to delegate tasks, resolve conflict, work with others, effective teamwork and whatnot. Like with my position as the Child's Rights um, Committee podcast chair as for youth, the City of Houston Youth Ambassadors earlier this year, and then I just got reelected for the Disparities Committee co-chair. So I'm very happy with that. I feel like this is going to be a good start for something. I really love trying to make like effective change and spreading awareness about issues. So I feel like this is a good opportunity for me personally. And I've also been busy with my speech and debate club at school, which is another endeavor that I'm happy to have taken on because I love being able to teach the kids how to effectively debate, and I love getting to see them like actually like use what I'm teaching them. For downs, I would say that my workload is kind of a downside. I kind of knew what my schedule was going to be in because I kind of forced my counselor to give me what I wanted because it is my last year here and I wanted the courses that I wanted. And I understood that it would be stressful. So I don't really think that I would go back and change anything per se because that is my decision. I'm sticking to it. I'm feeling the decision. That's it. And what else? Suffered some losses in my family lately, which has also just been like keeping me down a little bit. That's it. Honestly, it for my recap of this year. This year has felt really short, and once again, I'm glad I've got to meet all of you. You have my number. This ends my recap video. Bye.
Yay. Okay, then you should be able to click on that link. There we go.
Okay, folks, I'm going to try this once again. I'm not vain, but it's hard videoing myself. This year has been one of both promise and despair. In the face of divisiveness and hatred, the urgency of the climate movement has never been greater. Yet, my year has been filled with hope. Stories that matter and connections with individuals that are doing extraordinary work for the planet. Let us stay the course, fueled by enthusiasm rather than apathy. It is time for us to make a steadfast commitment to the greater good, to integrity, ethics, trust, and respect. Together, we're the change we wish to see. Take care. I'm doing my best.
Oh, thank you, PK. We love you, Mama. All right. And Pastor Deb.
Houston Climate Movement Special Needs Committee had an exceptional year, accomplishing many important things. In Q1, we established a partnership with MECA, the Multicultural Counseling with Arts, and the Mayor's Office of Education and Youth Engagement for a mini art car project using saved and found objects, solving the problem of too much trash with trash art. In Q2, we collaborated with partner orgs to pursue environmental justice for incarcerated and their families who remain voiceless, suffering inhumane treatment during cold and heat without a state disaster plan in place. In Q3, we collaborated with Get Out the Vote with Martin's Outreach Committee, doing Grow the Circle in local precincts, and with PK Communications on migrant storytelling initiatives, Coming to America. For the fourth quarter, Super Neighborhood 45 Environmental Action Committee will get our attention as they retain Lone Star legal attorney who's accepted a case against the Texas Independent Recyclers who are making people sick in their neighborhood. The Houston Climate Movement Special Needs Committee advocates on behalf of the vulnerable. We engage, inform, and advocate, and whenever necessary, activate for environmental and disaster justice. 2025 planning is underway. Stay tuned. I'm Pastor Deb Benario Martin.
I don't know what was more cute, that video or that I happened to notice that Deb was lip syncing and doing her hands to go along with that last part where she announced herself as Pastor Deb Benario Martin. Oh my gosh, you're adorable. All right. Dr. Helen Shee. Y'all are so wonderful.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Helen Shi. I am the chair of the Climate Healing Committee of the Houston Climate Movement. I'm also one of the original founders of the organization. So about 8 years ago, we had the Climate March in Houston. That's spring of 2017. So over the last 8 years, there are a lot of things happened. It's a long journey we have taken. And in my view, the major milestone and achievement of HCM has been to implement and advocate for Houston Climate Plan, Houston Climate Action Plan for City of Houston and also for Harris County. So it's a lot of work that the organization has done, and we help to connect the area environmental and climate organizations together and bring the activists, the environmentalists, and everyone who care about environment, who care about Houston, right? Houston is the energy center of the country. So it's very important that we become the voice and the force for change for the city and for Texas. So you probably know that Houston is actually on the fast track to move towards renewable energy, and that's a very good news. So I myself working in healing and also in holistic health. That is my profession, and that's also my passion. So that's why I'm chairing the Climate Healing Committee. And so in that committee, what we do is to help each one of us to become more effective, to improve our own personal well-being, because many activists and many environmentalists feel overwhelmed, right, burdened, and it's a lot of work in this big field. And there's another phenomena, it's also called climate grief, that we feel really the grief of our Mother Earth, of our ecosystem, and of ourselves. So we work together to help self-healing, to healing of the community, and healing of the ecosystem and Mother Earth. So we meet on a regular basis to help ourselves and to work together. So I love to hear from you, your feedback, and you can connect with me with my email. That's DrHelenShih, the Dr. Helen Shi at gmail.com. And let's get together and see how we can work to improve our own personal well-being for our community and for our ecosystem, Mother Earth. Thank you so much, and I love to connect with you.
Helen, that was absolutely wonderful. Okay, so for this next one, Daniela wasn't able to make it on here with us, unfortunately. But I will tell you, she has been super busy. She has created two new nonprofits, as you can see. She's working with the health department. She's working out in Fifth Ward. She's been working in Third Ward, and her and Ed Pettit, actually with Friends of Columbia TAP, I believe his weekend before last, got together to show the progress and the work that they've done with the Resiliency Hub work. So like to applaud her in that. She is our magic unicorn. not just because she's wonderful, but she's hard to catch too. But we love that about her because we know she's that good. So if we could go to the sunshine, our sunshine, Mr. Sunshine here. Thank you, Herman.
I just wanted to add that the submission for the EPA for the third ward grant is going to be submitted by tomorrow.
Awesome. Yeah, and she did also, we had a call with the director of the New Mexico Tic Tac the other day, and Daniela was
beginning
able
goals were
to talk to her a little bit too. Deb was on that as well. I still need to send those notes out, but you know how it is. Thanks, Herman.
All right.
goals were to fundraise at least $1,000 for the climate summit throughout the year, and that would be from our actions, and our actions were supposed to make the news at least 3 times. It did happen at least once that we can directly measure. And also we wanted to recruit at least 20 committed activists who were not activists before into the environmental climate movement. I can say on one hand, none of our 3 goals were achieved, but on the other hand, we ended up achieving some goals that we had not previously set at the beginning of the year. And the main thing for that is that because we were not recruiting as heavily as we should have, we had less people. So the focus pivoted also to the election with the people that we did have in this committee. So that became things like sending out hundreds of voter postcards in partnership with Citizens Climate Lobby, and also on our different social media pages, hundreds and hundreds of engagements on content, sharing content that was climate and environmental focused, as well as political focused, for political considerations that would further the environmental cause. And also, in partnership with the Special Needs Committee, we released a environmental voter highlights guide that we distributed directly to activists. And so this year, kind of the theme is getting away from the goals that we set for ourselves and moving on to the election and social media targets. But the most important thing is that we needed to keep focused on the recruiting aspect to further our original goals as well as our new goals, and to make everything more effective, as well as even the voter guide, voter highlights as an example. Even that could have been released earlier and more publicized more widely with all of our partners. But this is a learning lesson, and again, I'm Martin Nguyen with the Climate Action Committee for Houston Climate Movement, and that's basically how 2024 went.
Oh, yay. And so I think this next one is Juan. And so for this one, I was gonna I thought I put a link on there. I did not. I was gonna ask Deb if you could, within the 2 to 3 minutes at max, would you give us an update on what has happened with SpaceX and that land and the tribes victory? And I'll let y'all know, Juan was down on the border. He's been back and forth. He had a 15-hour flight today, and he was trying to get this in where he could, but he wasn't able. So, Deb, if you would please update us on their big success, and also please keep them in your thoughts. They're going to need us now more than ever with Elon Musk coming in with this administration. All of their land down there is at great risk. So please stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. I just ran across this in my looking for the what was going on down there in that land where Elon Musk lets off at Boca Rica Lake Beach, always letting off. And he's being sued by Waco and some people because he's not just trampling tribal lands. He's also, his products are sickening people. But there was a quote from Juan that was so beautiful that was in the Chronicle. And he said, "This land is our ancestral lands. Tribal Chair Juan Macias said during the March 4th hearing, these are lands that were fishing areas for our people. And the good news that had come out is that SpaceX reportedly is backing out of the contentious South Texas land swap deal, by which 43 acres of this Boca Chica State Park were being swapped off to him. And so SpaceX has been trying to get more of the state land and tribal lands, and they've been suing the Texas Parks and Wildlife. And so Musk now has backed out of the land swap deal without giving any reason whatsoever, just notified Texas that he's no longer interested in that arrangement. So it's a celebration. We don't know to what end that all of our efforts, and of course Juan's efforts, have paid off. But this all started in 2019, and the deal was ironed out despite the public outcry in 2023. They were supposed to get into January 2024 late discussions, but there were so many protests in South Texas, the proceedings were delayed. And in March, when they packed the Capitol, giving this testimony, that's when Juan Macias, Jamie, I can't pronounce his tribe.
Well, okay, so it's Moncius.
Moncius, okay.
Yeah, no, not Moncius. Moncius.
Moncius.
Yeah, and it's Carrizo,
Carrizo,
Comacrudo.
Comacrudo. Okay, good. I
Right,
didn't
and
get
their
that
their
wrong.
tribal name is actually, and I'm still getting, it's Estok. Nah. And so it's really just catching each of those sounds.
Well, this is an
No.
absolute celebration, unless there's something worse planned in another location. I just wanted to shout out to Juan because he has spoken so passionately on the ancestral lands and the insult to injury. And so coming across that in my morning looking at news the other day brought me great joy, and I sent it straight to Jamie. So Jamie, thank you for letting me share that with everyone on here tonight.
Thank you. And again, just to emphasize, Boca Chica, so that river, that land right there where SpaceX is the birthplace of their tribe. It's where their creation story happens, right there in that river. So, imagine them launching off of in Jerusalem or something, or off of Mecca, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. Yeah. So and their ancestral lands are just as important as everybody else's. So, so are their cemeteries. Anyways, thank you for that. I would like to go ahead and just do the announcements real quick if we could, and then talk. Is that okay? So to the next one, everybody on here already knows about this. We gotta get this out. We want folks to get their tickets. They're $50, which is a great price for fundraising. That goes towards covering the cost of the gala along the sponsorships we've received, and fundraising for the Houston Climate Movement so that we can do things like take trips to the Capitol, take trips down to the border, be able to contribute to community initiatives or needs or projects. So please, we'd love to have you do that. There's also a nomination link that's on here. You can scan the QR code to register, and we'd love to have you there. The next announcements, please, Herman. And this again is call for volunteers. And so these are some of the things that we're looking for help on. So reach out to us at HoustonClimateMovement@gmail.com if you're interested. And there's one more page of those on the next slide. All right. And really, this is just, come more than anything, even if it's not exactly what it says on there, what we've learned about kind of coming in and having autonomy and figure out what works for you. If you feel like working on one of those or multiple of those, just reach out, see where you fit in and what you can do. That's it for that one. Thank you. And are there any more? Our next meeting will be January 21st, 2025. We are not going back in time. Thank goodness, because it's been hard enough. Yes, thank you, Herman. So third Tuesday of every month. We look forward to connecting with you all to show you what we've come up with in between meeting with the steering committee. And we're always open. This coalition belongs to all of us. I can't talk apparently. And just like to open it up for a few minutes before we do the one word on our way out. And I'd like to ask Anna, if I may, if you had anything you wanted to add, year in review thoughts, or you don't have to, but I wanted to give you that option.
I was pretty impressed though with all the stuff y'all done in 1 year. So I was like, wow. Um, I'm kind of new to the climate stuff, but it's interesting well, I like working with Pastor Deb and what we've really set our goals on. But the climate movement is something that, I'm a little interested in. So I was very intrigued to see what y'all have done and what y'all have accomplished. So year-end reviews for me. We've done a lot of work with Pastor Deb, but I don't think I really have any like personal goals or what we need to do next.
You forgot to say we were all sheltered together in Cyprus for 2 separate disasters. 25 people at the outpost, and
We were
yeah, that's disaster justice we're working on here. But Anna's done a great
disaster.
job. Yeah, Anna's done a really great job with our events here, and she helped me and Martin with to get out the vote with the climate postcards and
Oh
the
yes.
survey.
I said I worked with you, Pastor Deb. I'm there as much as I can be to help with my schedule. So
Anna's my
Okay.
niece, by the way.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
president.
this. Now we're getting into family stuff here. We're
Okay,
getting
she
into
keeps
family
my
yeah.
stuff.
grandson. Yeah, Anna keeps my grandson. She's my niece. I want to say.
Well, welcome more of your family to our wonderful family.
Aw.
Did anybody else have anything they wanted to talk about? PK, Helen, Herman, Deb?
Oh, Herman, you mentioned about there is, what's this acronym for that? It's all of the group of environmental organizations that they join together for Texas legislature.
Yeah, ACT.
ACT.
And so they finally have released all the bills that they're tracking since it was last Monday when they started doing that, and I can download the list of the bills and send them out to people. So I'll do that.
Oh, okay, wonderful. I have a few colleagues ask me about what is going on, with the 2025 Texas legislature was gonna start soon. And yeah, can you add me to that group too? I think I asked before.
And I submitted your name, and so I think you're on it. But if not, I'll send you the link to the next meeting.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you. And we'll probably plan like a ledge update meeting too.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's something I was gonna
Yeah.
remind you, Jamie, about that.
PK, you came on. I could tell you wanted to say something. I could feel it before you came on camera. So
I spent last week starting what I call the Sankofa Initiative by creating Sankofa decks of cards, and I talked to Herman about this. I want you to know that I have the blueprint for it that I will be sending out over the next few days to us to look at, using all of the ways climate is an issue, from justice, to healthcare, to children, to education. All of that's the climate, and the climate right now is really kind of very messed up, and we have a lot of work to do. But I think that if we have a tool that we can use, that people can have dialogues and conversations, then we will be on the right track for the next 4 years that we're going to have to endure.
Thank you. And I wanted to add to that something. I'm not sure if I said it in my video or not, because I made like 3 or 4 videos, honestly, before I decided on the last one, and then didn't include everything. And I took my glasses off, so you didn't have to look at the glare. I think that what I've noticed is that it's not who you know, it's who has the money. Now, I realize how powerful my network is, and what helps with that is I'm a rabble rouser, and I've learned how important that is in this work and my places, right? And so I've been banging on these doors and having conversations, and it makes sense to people. Everyone I've talked to at all of the major orgs, whether I'm talking to state reps, doesn't matter. If you say, hey, instead of competing for the same grant, how about we all communicate? And then, oh, you're applying for that grant to do this. Cool. I'm going to support you in that. I'm not going to compete for that grant. I'm going to go for this funding over here. I'm going to work on this issue or the same issue in this pocket that you're not focused on or whatever. And that way we can move everything forward faster. It does take money to do this work, but it's not just about the money, because if it was, the Houston Climate Movement wouldn't be almost 8 years old. You know, and by the way, people are blown away when I tell them, by the way, none of us get paid. We're all volunteers. And they're like, really? Yeah. And even though we are going to form a nonprofit, I will not be on that paid staff, you know, and that's fine. Anybody else here that is, but this is what I love to do. And I can't help but do it because I'm crazy like the rest of us. You got to be a little bit crazy. So I'm looking forward into the new year to continue to build with others that space. I talked to Juan Pares with Tejas a few days ago, and I've been telling other folks, other leaders that I've talked to, he would like to next year and probably do it early in the year, get all of the grassroots leaders together. We need to get together. We sit down and we have a conversation. We got to do it quick. The structure is probably coming down, but I think building community and doing things the way we are, you know, I think that we're ahead of the curve, and we have the opportunity to do even more. I took my glasses off so I can't see what time it is. It's 7:59. Do we have any burning desires? If not, we got to go to one word. It looks like somebody's belly button on the iPhone. I know it's not PK, but it really does kind of look like a doll's belly button. Okay, one word. I'll start. I am.
It's the ceiling.
I'm grateful. PK, you. What's your one word?
Hopeful.
All right. Herman.
Ready.
Ready. Fired up, ready to go. Pastor Deb.
I was going to say exhausted, but I'm going to say resilient.
All right. And Helen, I saw you come off mute, so I'm going to go for you next.
Connected.
Nice. And Anna, last but most certain.
Fired up.
All right. That's a great combination. Well, thank you to everybody for joining us, and anybody else who gets to watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay tuned. Check us out. We are on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. You can reach us at HoustonClimateMovement@gmail.com. We are Houston Strong. Y'all have a great night.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Herman. Y'all have a great
Thank you, Herman.
great
Good
week.
night,
Bye.
everybody.
Have a great
Thank
night.
you. Thank you. Bye.